Well, the PGA Tour has a new structure, and we're going to go over that, kind of lay out what was said, and really what I want to focus primarily here is what wasn't said, because I think there's a lot here that was there but wasn't talked about. And I want your thoughts on this, because I think we're going to see a pretty cool new PGA Tour structure, while at the same time, some things that I think are going to happen. All right, so we're going to dive in. Thanks so much for subscribing to the channel. If you haven't done so, appreciate it if you do that. Links below for everything. Like if you want like launch monitors, range finders, hitting nets. Look, I got the LM1 right here. We're going to do a review on this guy from ShotScope. Playbetter.com. Use code Mr. Short Game. Partner with these guys. They're awesome. You will be taken care of. We got you a discount to basically nearly everything on the site, and you can be set up. So, thanks so much. Let's get into this. First of all, the elephant in the room was Tiger Woods. And I've got to say, this was kind of interesting that he comes straight out of rehab right into this, and he's like ready to go. Like he knew what was going on. And he intros Brian Rolap, the CEO of the PGA Tour. I have to say, Tiger looked pretty good. Like just his clear eyes, he looked good. And he's been in rehab. So hopefully it's been going well for him, and that he's recovered. We'll see. But based on him being there and involved, I would have to imagine that he was highly involved while he was overseas, probably on a lot of phone calls, which I don't know. Maybe that's good for rehab. Maybe it's not. I don't know. But hopefully it worked out for him. I would say he looked like his face looked like he didn't look like he was in the police car. Let's just say that. That was a little different. So wish him the best. And new structure here for the PGA Tour. Let's see if we can see what's going to really play out. 2028 is when this all really kicks in. So we've got like the rest of this year, which isn't much, and then the fall season, and then all of next year to gear up for this. What I like about it is that there's going to be a championship series and like a challenger series, like running at the same time. So what's interesting though is the championship series is going to be like 3 or 4 events, kind of like what we're used to seeing. Signature, no real signature or non-signature, just a championship series. And that's going to be for your top players. And then anybody who falls outside of the top 90 in that would be relegated. And so there'd be a lot of relegation and a promotion between the championship series and the challenger series. You can't get automatically elevated to the championship series through the challenger series. And it's going to work pretty well. I like that structure. What's interesting is that the Challenger Series tournaments are going to be roughly $4 million events, purses. So much, much lower than what we're used to. And the Championship Series events will be about $20 million. So $20 million to $4 million. The Challenger Series events, like the prize pool's what the Internet Invitational is. That's interesting to me. Now, so as far as how that's going to play out, it's going to be interesting. And that's going to be more valuable than the Korn Ferry Tour. So that's probably going to relatively be the same. Those are just going to be mini tours. The Korn Ferry and everything else, consider it mini tour. Q School is going to be into those events and the Challenger Series. And so you can get to the Challenger Series. And what Brian Rolap said, and this is what I want to focus on, is that Challenger Series, he said this, is the pathway to the PGA Tour. That's very important. That's what he said. Now, I immediately honed in on that, and I'm thinking, okay, if that's the pathway to the PGA Tour, starting in 2028, this is what my prediction is. The people coming off a live when it implodes and dissolves at the end of this year, which is what will most likely going to happen. So 2026, live is done. 2027, we start this year of purgatory for all those members on live. The Dustin Johnsons, the John Rahms, you name it. All of them are in this year of maybe some DP World Tour events, maybe some other events around the globe, Asian Tour, Asia, whatever it might be. They do that for a year. That's their suspension. Then, since the Challenger Series is the pathway to the PGA Tour, my assumption is that that will be their pathway to the PGA Tour. If you want to make it in, you get the Challenger Series. So we'll let you in that. And then if you perform, guess what? Then you get in. See, there's been a lot of discussion about guys like Bryson trying to figure out how he's going to come back into the PGA Tour. And, he had an opportunity. Everybody had this opportunity. There was like a little window of opportunity, which nobody took, except Brooks and Patrick Reed. So they took that, did what they had to do, and they're working their way back. Nobody else did. Everybody else took not the window. They took the money. And they said, we're going to stay with LIV and sink with the ship, and we'll go down with the Titanic. But when that happens, and they're under contract, so I don't fault them too much. They have a contract with LIV, and as long as LIV is afloat, they're kind of stuck with that until their contract is up. So that's what they're doing. And then the PGA Tour came up with this structure and said, look, there's going to be a period of time where you're going to have to, serve a sentence. And that's a 1-year sentence. So that's 2027, nothing for them. My prediction is 2028. We'll start seeing these guys in the Challenger Series. My guess also is this, and tell me what you think. Will there be a second window of opportunity in 2027? Meaning we'll give you an opportunity to help out next year so that a bunch of these events that are no longer going to exist or that are going to be, as Rory said, track 1 or track 2. So we're talking about track 2 events. If you come back and you support track 2 events, then you can earn your way back there. We're not going to let you in any signatures. We're not going to let you in the premier events. You have to work through the track 2 events, those lower rated events that don't get much publicity. If you do those, then that could be, and you earn your way into the top 90. Then in 2028, we'll let you be in the championship series. But if you're not, then you're relegated like everybody else and you're back to the Challenger Series and you got to work your way back in. So I think those two things are highly on the table, if you ask me. I want to know your thoughts on that. Do you like, one, the new structure that we have? The playoffs are going to be slightly different. It's not just going to be at East Lake anymore. It's going to rotate through different courses, and there's going to be a match play component in the finals, in the playoff system. I like that. They also said something, we're going to have a regular season champion and then a playoff champion. I don't like that. I don't think that matters. It's the season. You don't have a regular season football champion, but then a Super Bowl champion. It doesn't work that way. You have a Super Bowl champion. You have one champion. That's what I like, one champion. Who's the champ of the year? My personal preference in this is that you end the year with a major championship. Like it's the final major of the year. That's the ultimate final piece because the majors are the most important. That's what the players are striving and working mostly towards. No one's going to the tour championship venue a month in advance practicing every shot they need. No one does that. You just rotate the tour and you show up there and it's just 30 players and it's the end and you hope you win against the smaller field. There's really nothing of great importance to it other than a lot of money. So I would say I personally would like a final major championship to button up the season and say, okay, this will determine player of the year, who's the ultimate champ. And then maybe at that final major championship, I don't know, you could add a match play in there. You would change the structure of the tournament for sure, but there used to be match play major championships long, long ago. So that could be exciting. But they're not going to change anything anyways. They're going to do it like this. I don't hate it, but I'm not a fan of a regular season champion and with points. Like, you could win every tournament except majors, be the points leader, but one guy won 2 majors. And we all know who's the best, but you're the champion of the season, and then you're the major champion, but then we're going to have another champion who is the champion of the playoffs. It's weird. I don't like that. I wish they'd fix that piece of it. And your thoughts are greatly appreciated. Don't forget the links in the video description and subscribe if you haven't done so already. It's getting good, and it's getting even better as we go throughout the season. I'm excited. When is Tiger coming back? Is he going to play the Senior U.S. Open? That'd be cool. Come on, Tiger. Let's go.